Hi, good morning and welcome to another video, and this one is just a chat about what I took on my recent St Cuthberts Way walk, which lasted 5 days, and I also want to run you through some of the mistakes I made in the gear that I took. So it's all behind me, so I welcome your comments in the comments section below about the choice of tent. And I took the X-Mid one person with the solid inner, and but what I didn't figure into the equation was the fact that with it being late autumn and the clocks had just gone back, it meant that I'd be spending from 5 o'clock at night until 7 a.m. the next morning, 14 hours in the dark. So that there's only one thing you can do, is just go to bed, go to sleep. So that meant that you've got 14 hours of condensation build up, which means that the next morning your down sleeping bag is going to be wet through, and so is the inside of your tent. Yeah, so, and in the night, I know that the weather forecast was 4 degrees centigrade, and the Sea to Summit Spark SP3 is reputed to be between -2 and -8 degrees. That's where it can go down to. And yeah, I was wearing this jacket, which I usually wear in autumn because it's fleece. It has breathable side panels in the pockets so that you don't sweat too much. But at night, I had to wear that over this this synthetic jacket there, which I take on all my trips, just in case I have to wear it at night. So I got 2 jackets on and my woolly hat, and I was still shivering. So yeah, I don't know who's right and who's wrong there. But anyway, I think the other big mistake, the biggest contributor there, or part of the guilty party there, is this one. It's not taking an insulated inflatable pad because the ground just draws the heat out of you. Yeah, and another thing that let me down was when I was I'm trying to look at it through the camera. Was this one? Lovely piece of kit. Don't get me wrong. It's got a 1 mile zoom, but what lets it down, you can see there that I'm pointing to with my thumb, is the microphone has no wind muffler, and on those 2 days it was very windy, and the wind noise, I had to put it away, and the batteries as well. I had to put those away in my bag, and so it was just a dead weight. It was a ½ pound of dead weight. And the other mistake I made was I've got my 30-watt charger for my phone, but I forgot to bring the USB-C to USB-C lead. I mean, what a flipping schoolboy error that was. So I ended up having to use a 5-watt charger with where is it? Where's my little lead? Is that it? No, that's the one from my Garmin. And yeah, I had to use this one, the USB to USB-C. So that was a really slow charge, and I was having to use my 10,000 milliampere charger. Yeah, so I was going to tell you. Yes, these are the pieces of kit that did work. Now, I'll just move what I was wearing out the way. This is just leggings, one extra base layer, undies and socks, and bring these over here Now this is what I had originally on my Atom Packs EP40. Just get it in shot properly, I think, yeah. And what I had there was a pair of Gossamer Gear waist belt pouches, and they're all right. I mean, they worked when I had them for June 2024 on the Pennine Way, and a couple of trips, a few trips after that. They worked, but they're not really big enough, and I was always looking for something that was slightly bigger. And then I came across these, the Wild Sky Gear ones, and these are really good. The only thing that lets them down, though, and I've got to say, is they come with a pair of clips, front and back. You can see them round there. So I had to improvise and put a couple of small zip ties. I doubled up on them, front and back, and I did that both sides, just in case, you know. And yeah, so I've been those, and I bought those from Wild Sky Gear for a cost of £23, and they measure 7" by 5" by 2" deep, or 17 by 12 by 5.5 centimetres for those guys that like to measure in the metric measurements. And this one, oh, my favourite piece of kit. I had in here where are we? I had this, and it was just so easy to zip and unzip when it was working, when it wasn't attracting the wind noise. I had that in there, and you really have to, if you own one of these EP40 packs, you've got to get yourself this from Wild Sky Gear. I'll just read you the dimensions. So it's a DCF Cuban fibre Evade chest pack, and they cost £33. And the measurements, it's in 100D woven UHM WPE, whatever that means. Just means it's waterproof, really. The measurements there are 11" by 10" by 3.5", or 28 by 25 by 9" deep. Yeah, so, but I did have the camcorder in its own separate waterproof bag, just in case. But yeah, so it clips on with these. Can you see these little straps? So there's 4 of these, top and bottom there, and top and bottom on your shoulder strap. It just clips in there. So all you have to clip on is your waist belt, and the bottom of this one, and the top, and then the top clips on there, and then you've got your chest strap, and that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's clipped on, and it's. I really wish, in hindsight, that I'd bought this and these when I went on the Pennine Way trip, because yeah, the more kit that you've got to hand, that you don't have to stop, drop your backpack, dive into the back of the backpack to get out what you need, then the easier it is, the more comfortable you are. And you will notice that the EP40 does have 2 of these. So it has this one and its twin sister, but of course this idiot managed to put a couple of holes in the other side, and I wrote to Atom Packs, and they said, you 2 choices. You either pack it up and send it to us, and we'll restitch. We'll take the old one off and put a new one on, or we can sell you a water bottle pouch, which you can slot on to the, you can see the little straps there. You can just slot it onto the shoulder strap and tie it on at the top with its own little clip, you see there. So that's what I did, and that works really well. It's a little bit, they're not at the same level, but I'm not bothered about that. Yeah. Right, well, I hope that's helped some of you in your planning for your next trip, especially if it's in late autumn and winter. Well, it's coming up to winter time now, isn't it? Because I know I did a lot of research when I did the Pennine Way last year in June. Man, it was summertime, it was June, but I went on YouTube quite a few times, and for everybody that was doing the Pennine Way or had done the Pennine Way, and I just wanted to know what they were taking. Because what does it say? Proper planning and preparation prevents poor performance. I won't put the expletive in there. So yeah, I mean, on my final day, just before we caught the bus back up to Berwick-upon-Tweed from Kirkyethholme, I met a bloke in the youth hostel there, and he won't mind me telling you, his bag weighed over twice as much as mine, and mine weighed 9.3 kilos, thereabouts, might have been a touch less, but his weighs 19 kilos, and he was a big lad. But you don't need that extra £22, the extra 10 kilos over 268 miles. It's just ridiculous. There's no need to carry it. So, I mean, I've on this trip, I did make the mistake of not factoring in the condensation or the fact that a half-inch foam pad is nowhere near the insulation you need versus an insulated inflatable mat for late autumn, early winter time, because the ground just draws, just sucks the heat out of you. So yeah, and then the condensation over 14 hours in a one-man tent, it will soak your down sleeping bag, and that's it, you're stuffed. But fortunately, I have a very good friend who was able to book me a couple of places, one at Kirkyethholme and one at Wooler, and I'd already booked the fourth night at Lindisfarne Inn, which is by the A1, which is only 5 miles to Holy Island. So I'd already booked that one, but had I not been able to book Kirkyethholme and the B&B at Wooler, I would have had 2 nights in a wet tent, in a wet sleeping bag. So yeah, so do your research, guys, and thanks for watching, and I hope you have a safe trip. All right, cheers, see you on the next one.